Hello, everybody. This is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Brightside, the live and on-demand channel of the magazine Brightside Global Trade TV. And I have you,
Hello, greetings.
and Mary and Karina and Angela. So welcome to our studio. And we actually, during the pandemic, started a book club. And so we have an audience that loves books, and I know they're going to love this one. So I think what impressed me most is that it's got these family tradition recipes, and we all are cooking right now. Everybody's cooking,
Yeah.
cooking.
By choice or not.
Oh, by choice or not. And why not
Mhm.
produce a fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't cut the basil. I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Mary. Mary, please introduce yourself and tell us what inspired you with the book.
Well, thanks for having us, Elizabeth. We're really excited to be here. I am a university professor, and my background is mostly scholarly. I have some business experience as well. But when I get together with my cousins, I think, it like shine the light on so much more, to life, and after experience the pandemic and whatnot. So we put this cookbook together thinking, we're going to be able to pass on our current family traditions to the next generation.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
So at holidays, you guys must have a lot of fun
Yes.
cooking foods and trying recipes and taste testing. It must be just so incredible. I mean, just finding the time, I guess. But now that you have a book, it forces you to put things together that way, right?
We'll come back to that in the second section, so we can use that as a Christmas feature. So Karina, tell me about yourself and tell me what inspired you to write the book.
Hi, thank you so much. Well, I've been in the financial industry for over 20 years, and I do a lot of running. I'm an avid runner. And when me, Angie, and Mary started getting together and making our family recipes together, I started sharing them a lot with our running club when we started to carb load before a lot of our races. And so I felt even more inspired to share one of my favorite recipes, which I won't mention now because maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later, but something that's very delicious and very simple. And so I've always been inspired by food. Our whole life is centered around food. We do everything around food. And so that really is what inspires me.
Right.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Mhm.
And Angela, tell us about you.
Hi, thank you for having us. Yes, I'm Angela. And well, first, my day job is I work in special education. So I teach special education students. I also own my own business, Adapted Fitness and Yoga. So I'm very into health and wellness, and I enjoy teaching that population a lot of health and wellness stuff. But what inspires me from this book is honestly is family, the traditions, and everything that came from my mother and my grandmother. They're the ones who taught me how to cook, and I enjoy cooking. I find it very relaxing. It's my downtime, and that's what really inspired me.
Wow.
Oh, very
We
good.
did a survey with our readers, and during the pandemic, we asked everybody, what is your priority? And everybody said family. Everybody cross board said that family was the most number one important thing. So that is awesome. So let's dive into the book. So tell me a little bit more about Sicilian cooking. I know we love Italian food. We go to restaurants, but we have no idea the difference between Sicilian and other Italian cuisine. So tell us all about it.
I can give you one example, pizza. So in general, in Italy, you start north and the crust is pretty thin. And the further south you go, the thicker the crust. So our grandmothers made pizza and with this really thick crust that we were kind of used to. And then in comparison to American pizza, sometimes we slather it with cheese and all this other stuff. It's very simplified in Italy, right? So you have quality ingredients. You put a little bit, you might have a little mozzarella here and here, a little basil here and here, but nothing that's smothered all over it. And you can really savor the flavors, the ingredients.
So that pizza recipe is in your cookbook. It rises, and I remember when I went to Italy, and then you just dip it into olive oil and just have a great time with it. So that's awesome. So tell us about so the traditions. How long did y'all take to put this together? It must have taken a year or two at least. Yeah.
I don't know. My grandma passed in 2018, and that's actually when we started to get together and kind of regularly eat and share recipes. We started that summer, and then, we took a break when, school started and whatnot, and then we kind of gathered again. But then during, last summer, with everything shut down, that's kind of when we were really ramped up and started to move forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? I mean, I'm looking through the book, and I'm looking at some of your recipes, identifying what has incredible draw. I mean, I don't know, and I think about Little Italy in New York and how so festive and engaging, and I mean the foods and the restaurants. But the only thing I pay the closest attention to are cannolis. I see you have a cannoli dip in your book, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But so I mean, go straight to that. Why don't you? But wow, I mean, such a very festive book and great recipes, and oh man, this is amazing. It's really amazing. So
we loved the Little Italy Sangiovese festival. I don't know if you all have been to it. And the first thing we had for is the cannolis. So we were very excited to try yours because last Christmas I said I need to add cannolis to my Christmas baking thing. So this is good. But what I really thought was really impressive, because I tried a few of the recipes myself, was that they were so simple and they were not so complicated as you would think. So how did y'all go about simplifying it? Because I'm sure your grandmother's recipes were long, or were they very short?
Who's got the recipe book though? She only had one copy. Who's got it? Did you rotate it around to each one of you?
Angela, do you want to take that one?
Well, as far as the cannoli dip goes, cannolis is one of my favorite desserts too. And we have ourselves, Karina and Mary and I have made homemade cannoli shells before with the filling and everything. And the truth is, it's very time consuming. We love to do it and it's great, but it's very, very time consuming to actually make the shells. So I was in the kitchen one day and I started playing around with our cannoli dip recipe and or the regular cannoli with the filling, and I came up with the dip. And I decided to pair it with graham crackers, and it has been such a favorite. I have taken it to work, I have brought it to parties, and it's such a simpler way to have cannolis, and it's fabulous. So I hope you do try it and try to make it. And it's sometimes, if you're in the store and you can find some cannoli shells, you can substitute the graham crackers and actually use cannoli shells as like the little dippers. So I highly recommend that too. But as far as the recipe goes, the other ones in our book, I know for the ones that I put in from our side of the family and mine, they are really the recipes, the ingredients. They are very short. They are very simple. And I get asked a lot, and even from friends who bought the book, they're like, oh, I really want to try recipes in your book. I want to make Italian food. But they just think in their mind that it's really time consuming. They have that because you always hear you let the sauce go for 4-8 hours, but it's really not the case. The ingredients are so simple, easy to find, very short list, very short directions, and you can actually make great Italian meals in 30 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, I know. That's what I found. It was really simple, and there were not like so many ingredients. It was just so like. And I said, wow, this is really a treasure. Yeah. So, if you were to advise somebody who loves to go to Italian but doesn't know how to start with an Italian menu, what would you say would be a typical Italian menu, like a soup, a salad? What would be the order that you would serve food?
Karina, do you want to take that one? Or?
So what would be the order we serve food? All together. Actually, growing up, sometimes we did have very, although most of our meals and gatherings are very informal, we really always started with a lot of the main dishes. And so we would start, with the pizza, with maybe an eggplant campanata, and then we throw in some appetizers. We love to have our olive dip with crackers. Just serve it all together.
Meatballs. There's Mamacita's
Oh,
meatballs.
Oh yeah, with that, and put it up with Mamacita's meat sauce or Angela's pasta sauce, and you are golden. And believe it or not, in the Italian tradition, they usually end their meals with a salad. Or an antipasta. So we really never started with the salad, believe it or not. And that was another one of our family traditions that we always did.
Right.
Wow.
So at a dinner party, how do you decide what you're going to prepare? What do you guys do? I mean, do you decide? You have to decide before you meet up, and you just show up and cook it, and there you are. I bet that must be pretty exciting. It must be pretty exciting.
The other thing that I like about the book is that I find that you have a lot of salad recipes and a lot of healthy things that are really easy. And as you talked about, if you go to a party, there's a lot of appetizers. We talk about these small portions. And so talk to me a little bit about those beautiful salad recipes. And then we'll talk about the great Italian soup. Yeah. So I see you have a whole section on appetizers and salads.
We do. I think to me, the most exciting one was when we together came up with the Cugini. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my thought. Do you guys know it off the top of your head?
The Cugini bruschetta?
Well, mine is.
Thank you. Yes. So the bruschetta. So we made that when this was, I guess, midsummer last year. And we were just throwing things together, and Angela said, what about this? And what about this? And then we were tasting it and adding more. And it was such a simple recipe to make. And like everyone's been saying, the ingredients are very easy to find. The flavors kind of burst in your mouth. And it's not very time consuming, but it's fun to do together. So I think that's been the most important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So we're gonna stop this section and we'll come back to the celebrations, and so we'll just stop. So tell us where people can buy the book if they wanted to buy it.
Right now we're selling directly from our website. So if you actually look at my my name, I have cucina.com, and where you can go and you can find it and ship it out to you.
And I'll make sure that the link is available at the bottom of the video as well. So, and for those of you who want to watch this video and other videos, make sure you hit the bell so you always are subscribed, and also make sure you go to brightsideglobaltrade.org. And this year, we're doing 11 conferences. We're giving away free tickets. So every time you look at this video, and if you do happen to buy the book, snap a photo and show us that you're listening and watching, and we'll give you 2 tickets for free to our next conference. Thank you.